I do not care if you win or lose, but I care if you're boring.
And as always, since day one, Southern Hands Slugfest. Knockouts guaranteed. Hey everyone, it's Ricky Darwin with Southern Hands Slugfest, and we are going to kick off the first introductory episode to our podcast, Dirty Boxing. Very excited to be able to put this together, set this up. Something we contemplated for a long time, played with ideas about, and kind of waited for the right timing to execute it. So here we are. Just a little format on it is we're looking to do 2 episodes a week. I'm definitely going to have 1 guest per week, sometimes possibly 2. It's going to depending on schedules. But if not, I'm going to do an episode by myself and just get some content out there to the people and fill in the gaps of what's going on, the latest, history, a lot of other stuff. So the guest list built up quickly. I already have about 4 or 5 months worth of guests lined up at the rate of 1 a week. So, but yeah, if we can do that, that's going to be pretty interesting. We have fighters that have fought for us before, fighters that have fought for other promotions, people in the fight business, just people I love to sit down and talk to in general, fans, people who have great insight on a variety of topics that we're going to be discussing. And I think we're going to have a lot of good conversations and everything. So our first guest this week that we're going to air that episode on Friday is Adam Grizzly Nash. So that's going to be a very fun episode. That'll be dropping in 3 days. So y'all please look out for that because it is guaranteed to be entertaining and a lot of background filling in and just a good hour of content. So we're going to have a great conversation. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, what to expect with this is, we want to do episodes, 30, 45 minutes. We're respectful of everybody's attention span. Everybody's got stuff to do, work schedules, jobs, children, stuff like that. So if you're tuning in, we appreciate it. Keep it to the point. Keep it just this introductory episode. I'm going to outline everything, but most episodes we're going to have some hard hitting topics we're going to hit on. So that's going to be fun to dive into and share my perspective on some things, background stories, some context behind the evolution of the promotion, the events, future events, a lot of stuff like that. So the direction of the promotion in general will be discussed here. So the inception of Southern Hands was such an interesting process. We started in very early 2022 as far as getting everything LLC'd and trademarked out and just creating it, getting it all going, working behind the scenes. We had to sit on our hands for a couple of years because COVID did slow us down. Venue availability was a little tricky. So it was an interesting time in the country, obviously, coming off of 2020 and 2021. So, timing is everything. And so we sprung on it early 2022 and started getting the gears going, putting the whole thing together, A through Z. And, one of the things we're most proud of is we took a big financial risk heading into the first event. It was expensive. We threw it at the Coliseum. There was a lot of stuff behind the scenes that just piled up on us that we were taking on. And, me and my wife, we took a chance and it paid off. It was all worth it, but it was 3 months of straight work leading into that first event. So it was a gamble. It was a roll of the dice. And, all great things and great rewards lie on the other side of a risk. So it was a real practical example of that, of taking a chance, watching it come to fruition and paying off. So it was special watching the whole thing, closing out the event. And the day after we finished, I remember thinking about the next event. And I just said, I'm doing this. And so we did it. We put the next one together and one flowed into the next. So we're at a pretty good rate now where we can throw one every 2 months. About every 60 days is typically when we can put one together. So we always hope to bring action and entertainment and excitement to the Gulf Coast and to other areas that we'll be venturing into very soon. So, but the crowds have gotten larger. The fighter rosters have gotten larger. We've had events with over 60 fighters stacked in 3 weight classes. $2,000 prizes, $2,500 prizes. All champions get a really cool quality belt. So the events have grown, just seeing where all the fighters are from and the gyms it's reached and the people it's touched. And, the people who have got on board along the way and just building our team and our loyal fans, friends, just everybody who's been involved with it in one capacity or the other. So, and that's a topic I'm going to get into about how much it just takes a village to make something like this run is pretty crazy. Team building within itself is so tricky. I've had dozens of people reach out to me over the years asking me, how to get started in promoting or how to get started in certain ventures. Maybe there was some common denominators with the field they wanted to get into with promoting. And, there's some things that apply to all aspects of creating a brand or running a business and a successful formula, some standards that run across the board. And then there's some fight promotion specific stuff. And I'll just speak on that really quickly. It really takes a team. If you think you're going to come into promoting, and I told those people who messaged me, all those people, I told basically all of them this. If you think you're going to come into this business and lone wolf it and you can just do everything and everything and you don't need anybody else and you shun everybody out and you think you have all the perfect ideas every single time and stuff like that, you got a couple of brick walls you're going to slam into. So it takes a team, and team building within itself can be so tricky, y'all. Especially involving money, especially involving such a multifaceted company and business that has so many moving parts all the time. Along with that advice of team building, I always told them, don't get too used to sleep. Everyone I told that, whether they ended up doing something or not, they all told me. Anybody who even dipped their toes into this world was like, whoa. You're not going to come in and part-time hobby this. There's a lot of fly-by-night people, trend followers. They think they're just going to throw a show together. And you can do that technically. Technically, you can just throw a show together. I guess it depends on your standard of quality and what kind of show it's actually going to be and how people will remember that event and their experience throughout it, how the fighters will remember it. And so what kind of night it'll shape up being. There's no shortcuts and you can't take shortcuts. They will get you. They'll get you. And so it's one of those things where you sacrifice sleep, you sacrifice time. It is a full-time thing and a lot of dedication. And we're so in love with it, I wanted to dedicate more time to it, which is crazy because, flowing from one event to the next and as busy as we already are with it and the rest of life, to want to take on more. My goal is to throw more events, actually. And one of our goals is to just be so involved every step of the way between events, like doing this podcast, is taking on more work, more responsibility, setting up 2 episodes. And I'm no victim. I asked for it. I want to do it. I want to give people more content in between events. A lot of people enjoy our events. They love our events. And it's very unique. There's nothing like it. It's a product we're very proud of. And we put these events together. And, some things have evolved over the events, and we've learned and grown in certain capacities. And some things have remained constant since day one. And the kind of events and the quality of events, we always look to increase it and up the bar. But the standard we set for ourselves, the expectations we have going into it, there are so many aspects. And everybody has a cup of tea. Some people like spicy food. Some people don't like spicy food. Everyone's got a different taste. But there's aspects of fighting events and fight game in general, and it happens at the highest level. It happens at the highest level, but there's aspects of it that I just makes my skin crawl. We want nothing to do with, and all the fighters know this because I know them all each individually and gotten to know these guys, and I love getting to know them more and more as they come back to compete for more events and more tournaments. But we show zero favoritism. I don't care if you're a debut. I don't care if you have 18 fights with us. You're going to get out of it what you put into it. There are no A side and B sides. We don't throw some guys on posters and not other guys on posters, and they're all fighting out of our gym, and we don't do anything like that. You sign up, you got 2 fists and a heartbeat, and you sign up trying to win it just like any other competitor. And there's no easy paths, and you will be tested. You will be tested. Every champion will vouch for this. Every runner-up will be vouched for this. Every competitor will vouch for this. You'll be tested in certain capacities that you have not been tested in before, or you'll find out how deep of a capacity you have within that aspect of yourself. So, whether it's just mind management or controlling your adrenaline or handling the crowd and the atmosphere or just the multiple fights in one night aspect, how you do against certain styles, all that. So, one thing we're really proud of about Southern Hand Slugfest is it's the event. We answer all questions in one night. We're going to find out who the best man in each weight class is that event. And the cream rises to the top. The cream will always rise to the top. I have nothing to do with it. We trust our judges to make good judges' decisions. They are elected through the State Athletic Commission, so I do not pick the winners. And we have a 50% knockout ratio. So fighters know what kind of event this is. This is a fighting event. We created judging criteria specifically for that. It's become the standard of what these kind of events should be. We've set that. And the aggressiveness and willingness to come forward and those types of things to go win that fight, go win it. And especially, these fights are 3 1-minute rounds, and there's not a lot of time to work, and you have to get busy in there. So it produces exciting fights. Naturally, the best versions of competitors usually rise to the occasion because it's demanded of them. They can't get away with certain things. Guys are in their chest fighting them. And I love 2-minute rounds. Amateur boxing. I love 3-minute rounds, professional boxing, or amateur MMA, 3-minute rounds, 5-minute rounds, even at the championship level. All that's tremendous. It's great. You get to work on things that you could never work on in 1-minute rounds. So there's a beauty and an art to every side of fighting and every style of event. So, but what we like to do here is very fast-paced, action-packed fights. We have a lot of fights. We have a lot of fights in one night. We've had events where we've had between 40 and 45 fights. Actually, most of our events is that. So we have a lot of action packed into one night, and these guys get after it. The successful formula is pretty proven now, how to do well in these events. So that's something, it's always exciting because if you get a boring fight at Southern Hand Slugfest, I'll say 2 things about that. 1, it's a rarity. 2, if you do, it was either such a fluke or you'll never see that fighter again with us. So we trim the fat in that area. I tell all the guys this. If you fight hard, you go down swinging, you go out on your shield, anything like that, you have nothing to apologize for. That's, one of the bravest things is standing your ground and fighting back and fighting hard. We love seeing that stuff. Guys who bite down on their mouthpiece and they know they got to get busy quickly. And the pace is just something else. That's what surprises a lot of guys is the pace. So, I know a lot of fighters, they can hit a heavy bag for 15 to 20 minutes straight and they don't really take a deep breath. They sign up for this, and their lungs and legs and mental get tested like no other. So it produces a lot of exciting fights. The fans love it. It's very casual friendly. I always say everybody speaks that language. 2 guys trying to knock each other out. You could be at a soccer game, and if a fight breaks out, everybody watches the fight, whether it's in a crowd or on the field. I got 2 buddies, they're hockey fans, and they go to games all the time. And I remember talking to one of them many months ago, and I remember him telling me they were going to the game, and they were hoping to see a fight. So they were going to another sport. They're going to a hockey game hoping to see a fight. So it's in our DNA. The history of just mankind is about fighting for what you believe in, fighting for what you want, fighting for freedom. So it's in everybody's DNA. I think I've always said everybody is a fight fan. You just don't know it yet. So we welcome people who don't know every single wrestling position, don't know every single jiu-jitsu position. Those are beautiful arts. But when you talk to the surface level people who just go to events to have fun and find out what it's all about, or maybe they're dipping their toes into that world for the first time, it's such a beginner-friendly event because it's so action-packed. And like I said, everybody speaks that language. They can relate to it quickly. And it's cool, man. So we build up characters. We have a lot of fighters who are just such unique individuals, you know. And again, I've gotten to know these guys and over time, and it's been an honor calling most of these guys friends now. So that's very cool. But yeah, you know, the fighter aspect has always been a beautiful, evolving thing. The kind of fighters, the caliber of fighters that sign up has been so cool to see, and getting reputable guys and guys who want to try it for the first time, guys who train at serious gyms, guys who train in their garage. You get a wide variety of people. I think we've now had fighters from 26 different states compete for us, multiple different countries, as far as their background and where they grew up in their hometowns and stuff like that. So it's had a good reach. Our Facebook page is coming up on 17,000 followers. Excuse me. 17,000 followers. So that's really cool to watch that build up. I remember creating the page and then me and my wife going and liking it to be the first 2 followers. So just seeing that build up is pretty cool. We've never bought followers. We have no bots or anything like that, or we've never paid for anything like that. We've done it organically, and that's something we're proud of also. But the events are just so much fun. They're so fan friendly, and it's so cool, like I said, to watch the evolution of it and the amount of people that have helped me along the way, whether it just be a random coach somewhere who sent me multiple fighters and has had great experience at our events, vouched for the events, and sent me more guys. You know, a guy comes and fights for me. He has a great experience, a great time. He goes back to his gym where 50 other guys train, and he talks about the event and his experience at that event. And that has been a true spider web effect, that I've seen that ripple effect. And guys reach out to me, and a lot of guys who sign up, they often reference a past competitor, and you know, love guys coming back. We have so many fighters that want to return and have returned. I think over 3/4 of the fighters that have ever fought for me have fought for me more than one time. And we've had 11 events, 248 different fighters, and 441 fights over the course of 2.5 years. So it's been a lot of people, and it's growing every day. We have a big, long list of fighters we pull from, return fighters and debut fighters. We always leave the door open for debut fighters. This is a great way for people to get experience. And, you know, it's you're going to see a lot of guys you'd never see on your local circuit. You're going to fight guys with different styles. You know, so it's you know, fighting and adapting mid-fight is something extremely important. And fighters learn that in this. You know, you can't fight everybody the exact same way. And yeah, it's really cool. And these guys are such sportsmen. I've rarely had any kind of, let's say, fighters we wouldn't want back, maybe because of their character or lack of sportsmanship or anything like that. I can truly say 99% have been awesome. These are some of the most humble human beings I've ever met. So it's an honor having these guys a part of the event. I'm proud to give them the opportunity and future opportunities. And we create nights they don't forget. You know, fighters, they fight at our event, and it ends up being their profile picture on their social media. Watching guys tag me in their training posts, building up to events, is something that motivates me more than they know. You know, I get up an extra hour early, and I get on my phone and I start working. So it's trying to always come up with creative, unique ways to engage new fans, new fighters, new eyes and ears. So we've done a lot of different things. This podcast is just one of many tree branches off of what we've built. You know, we do apparel. We do pretty well with that. We've done hoodies, shirts, gym shorts, cell phone cases, hats, muscle shirts, all kinds of stuff. And we're working on more stuff as well. So it's cool. You know, I went to another event. It was a big event. It was 6-7 months ago, and went to it. About me and 2 or 3 other couples. I think there was about 6 of us there. And over the course of the night, we saw 8 of our T-shirts in the crowd. So this was at somebody else's event. So that was cool, just seeing the circulation of apparel. You know, I was using the urinal, and I looked to my left, and there was a guy sitting right there with one of our T-shirts on. It just, you know, little things like that. I was like, whoa, that's pretty cool to see. So just seeing that was very rewarding. But we saw 8 of our T-shirts that night, maybe 1 or 2 hoodies and a couple of T-shirts. So it was very cool. I remember that a lot from that night. So that was cool. But yeah, these fighters are special guys. These guys are, they know this. I call them this all the time. The 1% of the 1%. Fighters are already 1% of the population because of what they do, the walk they make. The vulnerability of it all is something most people will never be able to relate to. To put yourself out there, you're fighting another grown man or a grown woman in front of mostly strangers, and the spotlight's on you, and it's just you in there. It's just such a vulnerable, brave thing. So being a fighter is already 1% of the population in any aspect. But these guys who sign up for Southern Hand Slugfest, they are the 1% of the 1%. They show up ready to fight 4 different men in one night. With an hour and a half break between fights, they have no idea who their opponents are going to be. They show up ready to go. And these guys, they don't get to use their coaches, neutral cornermen. And they just show up saying, I'm ready to take on all comers. And it's such a different mentality to be able to do that and show up and do it over and over again. And we've had a lot of cool, unique competitors. Like I said, I'm going to have a lot of them on here to tell of their experiences, background stories, just, you know, thoughts, feelings, experiences, all that. So that's going to be cool to do, to watch the compilation of guests we can have on and hear all the different sides and versions of stuff. So these are great guys. I'm excited to have them on. So we're going to build that out. But yeah, going back to team building real quick. Yeah, I just want to say, anything you do, I mean, connections and loyalty is something, it's such a profound quality of a person. I just don't even think it gets said enough. Even if you say it over and over again, it doesn't truly measure up to what it actually is. You know, I got a couple of people in my life where I can call them and they are when and where, Ricky, when and where. And they follow through consistently. It just, people like that, man, is like, and I will match that loyalty, and I have matched that loyalty, and I'll do anything for those people. People who have had my back because they know, they've seen it. They know what we put into this. They know what kind of people we are. And, you know, people like that are such a rarity. Who you start with might not be who you finish with in this business. There's a lot of situations that it can expose certain people, or maybe, you know, they're not really all in with you, or really, you know, I hesitate to even say they don't care as much as they said they did. And so it gets funny. It gets funny over time. But, you know, building out a team of people you can just rely on. They're going to do what they say they're going to do. They're going to be where they say they're going to be. You treat them right, they treat you right. Building those friendships and stuff is so invaluable outside of promoting. Like, just at a human level every day. So those people I'm eternally grateful for. And, slowly and gradually, it's nothing I can force ever. It's got to be organic, but more of those people have came into our lives. Uh, you know, I say tough times expose weak bonds. Over time, you really see, who rides with you and who does what and what their actions display based on what they said they were going to do. So, these people see you trying to do something unique and they want to be a part of something unique. And it takes so many components to go right. An event is so symbiotic. There's so many gears in the machine if everything's going to go smoothly. And there's going to be hiccups and you're going to have to improvise a little bit on some things. I've had curveballs thrown at me 5 minutes before events started. I've had curveballs thrown at me mid-event, half, 3/4 of the way through an event. It's something that you gain experience with over time as you throw more events. You see more stuff. More situations come up that you thought you were prepared for, or you just those are stuff I'm going to get into in great detail over time throughout this podcast. This is just our introductory episode, so I don't want to talk y'all to death or anything. I really appreciate everybody who's tuning in. It means a lot to us. Something we just want to build out and create content for you. Because it's so funny. Promoting really breaks down into 2 categories: between events and fight weekends. That's it. Between events and fight weekends. Now you do equal amount of work, probably more work between events. Fight weekend's pretty busy, but there's such a fun element to it too, that the adrenaline's there, you're pumped up, you're ready to go, you built something and you're excited to see it displayed, and you want everybody to see that hard work on fight night. So you're excited about that, but everything breaks down to you are in between events or it's fight weekend. And this podcast is something that it's important for us to do in between events to fill you in. We've really done this with hard work, which is the sign sitting right there, something that's inevitable. Anything you do in life goes back to what I was saying about shortcuts. Hard work will be required. Hard work will be required. So, but it comes down, we really did all this with hard work and Facebook. We've tapped into TikTok and Instagram, but, we wanted to provide more content for people and just tie it all together for everybody. A lot of people, they've asked me for more, they want to see more, they want to hear more. And that's really cool and that's humbling. So that's something I'm motivated to do, to provide. So we appreciate everybody tuning in. We have 2 more events to close out this year. They're going to be exciting. They're going to be up to the standard that we expect them to be. And we have a lot of cool debut fighters coming in, a good reach, some new debuts out of Texas, out of Florida, a lot of interesting guys coming through. A lot of fan favorites are returning. Guys who have sat out a couple of events are coming back this event. So we'll do roster reveals, we'll do fighter reveals as we build up. But we have October 26th at the Biloxi Community Center. That's going to be Southern Hand Slugfest 12, which is Halloween Haymakers. It's going to be a cool event, a themed event. We have a lightweight bracket and we have a middleweight bracket. The champions will receive $2,000 cash in the championship belt. And then fast forwarding 2 months ahead, December 20th, we have a lightweight tournament and a heavyweight tournament, $2,000 cash in the championship belt. And that's one is going to be called Skillful Violence. That's Southern Hand Slugfest 13. That's going to be a Friday event. We wanted to avoid a couple of things going on that weekend, creeping up on the holidays and stuff like that. We've thrown a Friday event before. It worked out terrific. So we're going to throw one December 20th to close out the year. And we have so many things going on in 2025. I'm so excited to reveal a lot of stuff. But we want to grow it more and more. Ultimately, we want to get more stream buys and more attendance. We have terrific crowds. We always sell out of tables. Many events, I had to add rows of tables than we originally had on our floor plan. We do terrific with general admission sales or walk-up crowd. That is something we're really proud of. Those numbers have gone up. Every fighter loves fighting in front of a big crowd, but you got to promote yourself too to do that. There's some guys out there, they can't sell a ticket. They just can't. It's not in them. They don't promote themselves well. They don't talk to their friends and family about it. They don't make posts about it. That's not the guys we're going to use. We're going to use guys, even if you can't sell a ticket, that's okay. But if we see you trying and tagging the promotion and making posts and just creating awareness about it. We get fighters from all over, but we have a stream that can be purchased from anywhere, $10 to $15. You can watch the entire event from your phone. So we've gotten into the streaming. Our last couple of streams have worked out great, and we're excited to continue to do that, to be able to, not everybody can make it there in person. That happens. That totally happens. You buy the stream, you can watch the entire event in good HD quality. You can watch it as many times as you want to. It'll automatically archive in your phone. You don't actually have to watch it live. So if you're busy that night, it'll save onto your phone. You can watch it the next day or the next day, and you get it. It's yours forever. About a month after events, we release the entire event to the public, but that live stream can get you good early access to it so you can see all the results. So yeah, it's there's certain fighters we want to use in these events, guys who they're proud they're fighting in Southern Hand Slugfest. They want everybody to know about it. Coworkers, families, friends, whoever, everybody. So we want people like that are proud they're fighting in it, and they put themselves out there, and they're all in. They're all in. So that's something we look for. But yeah, so December 20th, we're going to do that event to close out the year. That'll be exciting. So yeah, the heavyweights will be back. We got a lot of exciting announcements about that. But ultimately, with the more stream buys and the higher live attendance, I really want to pay the fighters even more. We're already one of the best paying consistently. For 2.5 years, we've paid guys $2,000, $2,500. I've given so many guys $500 bonuses, stuff like that. So behind the scenes, knockout awards, knockout bonuses, all kinds of things. So, but always is, it's something we're reaching for to get the prize money up even more. I want to do $3,000, $4,000, but the numbers have to warrant that. They have to, so the demand will depend on that. But that's how the events are going to get bigger and bigger, with eyes and ears and fighters who continue to put it on the line for their legacy and your entertainment. And we can build it out. We can make the cash prizes go up even more. That's something that excites me. I've been wanting to do. I'm excited to be able to grow it in that direction. So we have a lot of growth to do. I'm very motivated. We're a staple on the Gulf Coast. We've thrown events in Biloxi, Pascagoula. We're coming to new cities. We are coming. So you better believe that. Southern Hand Slugfest is going nowhere. Derwin Promotions is not going anywhere. We're excited to continue to entertain you, build out these events. We have such loyal sponsors. I'm going to give these people shout outs throughout these podcasts, people that this ship would have sunk without them. They've believed in us so much, put their logo and their brand on us, and we believe in their brand. We don't just get affiliated with anybody. So it's such a important aspect and component of these events is these sponsors. So having these people on board with us is awesome. And getting to know them too is like, you meet these people who are such go-getters. They're self-made. They started businesses with nothing. You got people who took chances, and people who grind every day for what they want. Those are my kind of people. Those are my kind of people. I love those people. They're just disciplined and motivated. So I'm excited to watch their brands grow as well, and see what can become of them. And so yeah, but yeah, just in closing, guys, I appreciate you joining me on this introductory episode. Um, you know, and I'm going to try to get better and better at this. This is my first podcast, so I've been asked to come on another podcast. Uh, Whether it was a schedule thing or I just reserved myself, and or maybe had some other things going on. I haven't taken anybody up on them. Several podcasts actually have asked me to be on, and it's something I will do. I'm gonna work on the media side of things, but yeah, I'm gonna get better and better at this, y'all. We bought quality equipment, so y'all can have the best viewing and listening experience. Um, so yeah, your support means everything. I just want to close and say, if you share a post of ours or something like that, I write your name down. I'm a very personal guy. I always call it a blessing and a curse, but you share a post of ours, I write your name down. I write your name down, and I see what I can share of your posts or how I can help you, and it's this circular thing about me where I like to match loyalties and raise the bar and raise the standard. And there's people who have been silent supporters. There's people who have been loud supporters. But yeah, just sharing a post, liking a post, anything like that, couple of clicks, it goes a long way. So I just want you to know we notice. I look through every like, every share, the business page and my page. We know who's on our side. We'll say that. More and more people pile up on our side daily or weekly, and we're building something cool. We want to continue to entertain the Gulf Coast, put on these events, give these fighters these opportunities that they deserve, display their skills, their hard work, the determination they show in these events are awesome. But I'm going to get better and better at podcasting and grow and just build it out for y'all. So, but we really appreciate it. I'm going to be posting this, and we hope that you can share it. I appreciate each and every one of you the phone calls, the messages, the support, just cool little messages I've got that just, they resonate with me. So, well, we appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. I hope everybody had a great Labor Day weekend. Onward and upward. Thank you, everybody. God bless.